Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card is the long-awaited higher self of the sibling. So I want to say trigger warning before I get in, because the purpose of these higher self of the mother, father, sibling readings is to help patch up relationships, or at least help heal and understand relationships with your siblings. Now, it can be light or it can be deep depending on what your relationship with your sibling is. It's going to be a mixed bag, but the purpose is to either get you to understand the connection with your sibling better and be able to move on with them, or if you don't speak to your sibling, or if there is some wounds to heal or wounds that you're working through there, it's to help bring in their higher selves and help them see, it's for their higher selves to help you see the situation from a more rounded point of view, so you can see their own inner state at this time and their own reflection of the connection with you. I hope this is making sense. The reason it's taken a while for me to get it up is because the higher self of readings, these type of readings, they can be very deep. If you've watched the higher self of the father and higher self of the mother, you'll know that certain piles were very, very deep. And the thing about readings like that is it's a lot for me to transmute as the reader, and it can be very taxing. So I've wanted to work my way up and make sure that I was in the right frame of mind myself to be able to deliver messages if they had to go that deep, because that can happen. The next higher self of I'm going to be doing is the higher self of the ex. So if you do have any relationships that you are still working through, like exes and things like that, I hope to bring clarity with that. It'll probably be a couple of weeks before I post that video, but I will get that up for you guys soon. But yeah, let's get straight into the video. So you guys have 4 piles to choose from. Pile number 1 is the blue calcite. Pile number 2 is the orange calcite. Pile number 3 is the green calcite. And pile number 4 is the pink moss agate. So see which crystal you are drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as usual, and I will see you guys at your timestamp. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at messages from the higher self of your sibling. So keep your sibling in mind, and we are going to get straight in and see what they have to say about your connection. So you guys chose the blue calcite. I'm going to place this up there. Let's get straight in. I'm going to start with tarot and then we'll move on to the oracle cards. Now, one thing that I did get, guys, when I was holding the blue calcite while I was opening up to you guys' energy, is double mission. So with that, what I took is that you may be super close with this particular sibling, or you have some sort of the same mission, whether that's a mission in regards to a spiritual journey, whether that's a mission in regards to a life purpose, or whether that's a mission in regards to transmuting karma from the same bloodline. I literally was just shown that so strongly, like double mission. And you choosing the blue calcite, I was literally shown blue, purple, lilac, the higher chakras. So I feel like you and your sibling may have in common the fact that you are both in some ways connected to spirit. I'm actually being told mediumship, something about the crown chakra being very open. I feel like there's a lot of similarities between you and this sibling. We're gonna get in, but I'm being told that there's a lot more similarities with this sibling than you realize. That's what I'm being told. So pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Messages from the higher self of pile number 1, sibling. The card just floated away. Then we have the 10 of Wands. Messages from the higher self of pile number 1, sibling. Messages from the higher self of pile number 1's sibling. So we have the 2 of Swords And we have, are you the older sibling, or do you at least act like the older sibling? There is an essence of them looking up to you in a way. There's also an essence for you guys as well, being like the trailblazer. I hope that's making sense. So like, you know, like I was being shown double mission. If it is, and I do feel for a lot of you, it is in regards to healing and transmuting karmic wounds. There's almost this essence of like you clearing out clutter and then them following in your steps. It's almost like they're honoring you. This soul is honoring you and saying that you've cleared out much of the adversity, much of their pain, and any like, there's this feeling of like any splinters or anything that you may have dropped or not, I wouldn't even say not work through, it's just like little bits of clutter. It's almost like this person, this sibling is coming behind you, clearing up behind you. It's like a double mission sort of thing. Okay, there's something else coming through. Let me just lay one more card and then I'll tell you what message I'm getting as well from the sibling. Pile number 1, the message from the higher self of pile number 1, sibling, please, spirit guides. The devil reversed, okay. Love that. And then we have the 5 of Wands at the back of the deck. Okay. There's an essence from the higher self of this sibling. They're honoring you and they're saying that you have had to really fight for your peace. I'm even being told fight for your life. So I don't know if something happened where you literally had to fight for your life, but there's an essence of you fighting for your peace, fighting for your life, fighting for your sanity. Like there's a lot of like, I'm grasping to keep myself together. So I feel like you may have gone through a lot in childhood, at least something that the sibling may have witnessed. If the sibling didn't witness this, it's just this essence of like, they've heard stories, and I think more than you know, they really do honor you and look up to you. But they're also telling me that how do I explain this? Because you've been through a lot and you've had to do a lot of the work, there's almost this energy of this soul, the highest up of your sibling is like, I came through to make sure that you never lost your connection to the root. And hear me out by what I say. It could have been easy for you if you didn't have this sibling, I'm being told, for you to have maybe, I wouldn't say turn cold on other family members while you were maybe clearing out karma and stuff like that. But it could have been easier for you to cut a lot of people off. It could have been easier for you to maybe even sometimes bypass pain, bypass certain darker energies, in the sense of, I'm just going to cut myself off to it. I'm just going to cut myself off emotionally to it. But this particular sibling's almost come through as like, it's like a direct cord to your heart chakra to remind you of your softness and your vulnerability. And remember that while you are clearing out the clutter and while you are healing, and you may be feeling very righteous feelings of anger, hurt, maybe even hate sometimes towards other family members that weren't able to heal those wounds, instead of fully cutting yourself off from the root, this sibling is almost here to remind you, like, I just shared Ohana, like family, like no one gets left behind. I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but there's almost this feeling like there would have been times where maybe you didn't want to be here anymore. They're putting me in the energy, and it's like a pure love feeling that I'm getting. It's like, you may be feeling sometimes, I don't want to be here, there's no point in me being here, I didn't ask to heal this, I didn't ask to work through this, I didn't ask to go through this, I don't want to be here. But then it's like every time you'd have that thought, you may have thought, but I can't leave this particular sibling, I can't leave this particular sibling in my dust, like I can't run away because I need to look after this sibling. And they're referencing that they've played a role in regards to the heart chakra, like keeping you keeping that softness open and reminding you why you were doing what you were doing. And I hope, like, I'll explain deeper. It's like while you were going through very hard emotions or dark emotions or pain, sometimes we can get lost in it and forget why we're even doing it and resent that feeling and that emotion. And it's like, we'll just want we may want to run away, we may want to leave this, earth, we may want to just give up. But there's almost this energy like, every time that you would have thought, F this, why am I doing this? And the minute you started to forget why you were doing it, you were remembering that you were healing wounds beyond yourself, and that you had to create a stable foundation for the future lineages. So they almost held as an example, how to explain this? They almost held as an example to you of like why you were doing what you were doing. Like, and this is where the similarities come in. I feel like you may have seen their purity, you may have seen their naiveness, you may have seen their innocence, and it may have reminded you of yourself. And I feel like they also led you back to your own inner child to help heal your own inner child, because it was like they always kept that softness alive because of this cord. You know what I mean? And I think it was always supposed to be that way. I think that's why I'm being told double mission. And I think that there's a lot that you don't see in regards to this connection with the sibling. Like, you both chose to come through like that. And I almost feel that when this particular sibling will have to, because I'm being told this sibling is going to have to do shadow work too, this sibling is going to have to do their own share of working through energies and working through karma. And I almost feel like repaying the favor, you are going to be that. But it's different for you. I don't think it's like you're going to be that essence of like, remember the vulnerability, because I just feel like they're almost looking to you then for, it's almost like solar plexus energy. They're looking to you for strength. Like I said, you blazed a trail, they follow behind. So it's like they'll be able to mimic the strength that you had, which will help them get through their own shadow work and their own pain. There's almost this feeling of like, okay, what would they have done? Or even just turn into you to get tips, even turn into you to get peace. In a way, almost like a mother. So I don't know whether you had an absent mother or a mother that didn't really step into that role. They almost look up to you in that way. They almost look at you like a nurturing mother energy. And the reason I'm not saying father, even if you are male watching this, there's a nurturing to you. And there's like this divine mother very strong in you. So they're looking towards you like the needs you would get from a mother. They're looking towards you like they see it in you. Like there's strength in you. They really do look up to you, pile one. And they're referencing that really strongly. 10 of Wands, 2 of Swords, Page of Cups. There's also an essence for you not to worry about this sibling. I feel like you because you see a lot of yourself in them. Again, there's something about being in the clouds. Maybe you used to daydream a lot. They daydream a lot. It's almost an essence of escapism. There's almost this essence, every time you see them going through something, remember you went through it. And remember not to worry, because it's like both of your souls would not have incarnated with this mission if you were faint-hearted or weak-hearted or weren't able to deal with it. And just remember like the strength that came from your own transformations, from meeting your own inner turmoil or inner pain, and the strength that you had to work through it. When you see this sibling doing shadow work, or when you see this sibling feeling a little bit lost, remember how you found your way, and remember that this sibling will also do the same. But there's like hands being held, like there is a mimicking of this sibling. This is why I feel like you're older. There's a mimicking of this sibling. That they'll almost follow in your footsteps in a way, but make it their own. Not that they're just gonna, I feel like you have the same mission, I will say that. I feel like you're for the same cause. But I just feel like there's almost this essence of don't worry about me. I'm literally like you in another body in a way, or I'm you, but I'm dealing with working through wounds where you may not have seen, like the blind spots. Do you understand what I mean? It's like the family tree, rooting it back into the ground, remembering the essence of family and why you're healing. And then it's like, there may have been roots that you didn't see to kind of like plant back down. They're using your blind spots, and they're going in on your blind spots to root those parts that you may have missed. That's another essence. And I again, do you know, like I was saying about the softness, and I was hearing Ohana means family, which means no one gets left behind. I'm being told that there could even be like a family member that you could very easily have cut off and turned cold on, but this sibling almost is either going to stay in contact with this person and not, I would say, help heal, but they'll remember there's something about this sibling holding a bridge from you to another family member, or even like multiple family members, which allows you in your healing process to see those family members in a different light. I hope that's making sense. So say now there was an absent mother, this particular sibling could still have a connection with that mother and be able to develop a healthier connection, which then allows you to see a different side of it and what else could be done. I hope that's making sense. It's only going to resonate for some of you, but there is an essence of that in some sort of way, and I feel like you both learned from each other so much, but I feel like because I do feel like you've had to have the older head, I feel like you have had to have like the older sibling energy, the motherly energy. I just feel like sometimes you may, and this is what they're saying, sometimes you may bypass, and this isn't calling you out, we all do it, you may bypass their own wisdom when they choose their heart, or when they choose their sensitivity, or they choose a certain pathway that you wouldn't have chosen. But it's like there's almost this essence, please trust, and learn to have, I'm hearing Scissor's song Elastic Heart, like not Scissor, Sia's song Elastic Heart, like allow me to spread my wings when I make certain decisions, because you may not understand it, but there's a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. I hope that's making sense. It could be in regards to their own relationship with someone. It could be in regards to their own relationship with a family member. But there's something about that. They're asking you to trust them more. You may be very worried, and they're saying to trust more. Like, open up your heart and trust. Like, you know, when you let a cat out for the first time and you have to trust that they'll come back in, like there's an essence of that coming through about the sibling. Like, allow me to do me the same way you did you. I get that you're protective, but it's like, allow me the space to make my own mistakes, because that's how you learned and that's how I'm gonna learn. We share the same eyes is what I'm being told. Do you have the same eyes? I don't know, I just heard we share the same eyes. You may have the same color eyes or similar eyes or something like that, or just the way you look at life, the way you transmute, you know, pain and healing. They're definitely from your soul family. And I think you've had I'm being told you've had lots of past lives with this particular soul, because it's like a coming through like sibling energy anyway. I feel like if you haven't had past lives with them as a sibling, you've had past lives with them either as like a parent dynamic, you know, like you could have been the daughter or the son, they could have been the father or the mother, or the other way around, like that they would have always been, always would have been around. There's that feeling of them always kind of being around. Why have we got the Page of Cups? Yeah, they're talking about the Page of Cups, like allow me to spread my wings when I need to. Allow me, because look at the Devil reversed here as well. It's like, allow me to make my mistakes. Allow me to it's almost like you want to shelter them from pain. And I feel like you've done an amazing job in having them go through much of what you've gone through. But there's almost this feeling as well, is never feel guilt for some of the things I've seen. We both decided to incarnate at the same time. We both decided to incarnate with a set of experiences. You are never going to be able to shield me from everything that I saw or everything that I've been through. But I know that you did your best. And if anything, you did more than you were even supposed to, and for that I'm grateful. But it's like, in ways that you couldn't stop certain things from happening, don't feel guilt, because that was the whole purpose of me incarnating, to clean up where there would have been leftover residue, or where there would have been some other things to work through. I'm hearing Mockingbird by Eminem. I don't know if that's like a song you listen to in regards to them. There's such a love though. It's like, it feels like best friends, honestly. It's like a beautiful, lovely connection. And I'm also being told that, like, you, with this 5 of Wands at the back of the deck as well, I'm being told to make this clear, you will always have a connection to this sibling. There's never going to be a sense where you'll have to cut them off. There's never going to be, I think you maybe worry about them turning out like somebody that you don't want them to turn out like, and there's almost this essence like, that's not going to happen, but you need to give me leeway. The more leeway you give me, the closer we're going to be. The more freedom you give me, the closer we're going to be. Allow everything to flow. Don't create this resistance is a message from this this sibling. So let's pull some more cards. Pile 1, messages from the higher self of pile number 1, sibling. You're both very psychic, I'm being told. You both share a lot of the same psychic abilities, because I feel like they've either been passed down generationally, so you both have developed them because they were passed down. I'm also being told that because of you are from the same soul family, you are at the same kind of like a soul age, in the sense that you've learned a lot of the similar lessons. So with that being said, you both how do I explain this? You both have developed gifts in other past lives that are similar. So you have that same way of connecting with spirit or connecting with the world. You see life the same way more than you realize, and more than they realize. You're very similar in a lot of ways. So that's something that I'm being told. I don't know why I'm being shown Narnia with the like, you had like the two brothers, the older brother and the younger brother, and then you had the two sisters, the older sister and the younger sister. It's almost like a sibling like that. Like the younger brother and the younger sister look up to the older brother and older sister. So there's an essence like that, but still the older siblings learn from the younger siblings. Do you get what I mean? So there's like, I don't know why, I don't know if you've watched Narnia, but there's just something about Narnia coming through. It could be as well in regards to like when they escape through the wardrobe into like another world. It's like you both may have dealt with escapism, or you both may have been connecting with spirit very young. There's like an essence of that coming through. There's just such like similarities here. Pile number 1. They mimic you, and I wouldn't say copy, it's like they follow your footprint more than you realize, and you're more alike than you realize, which is where sometimes you may clash. Or there's almost this energy of them laughing, like, remember what you were like when you were going through this, or remember what you were like when you were this age. Like, remember it and look at the similarities between me and you. Like, that's the essence that's coming through. Just remember, because that's how you're both very similar. So that's a message coming through. Pile 1, messages from the higher self of the sibling. Middle world, present. I feel like you're blazing a trail. Pile number 1 for newness in regards to your family's like lineage. I feel like you're working through a lot of karma that needed more than one person to work through to get it all sorted. And with middle world and present, it's like and with the sun here as well, and the horse here with freedom, it's like you're bringing much more freedom, much more brightness, much more light to your lineage, is what I'm being told. The both of you are. It's a double mission. I'm hearing the Zara Larsson and David Guetta song, This One's For You, and she sings, we're in this together, our hearts beat together, we stand strong together, and then she sings like, this one's for you, something like that. If you can look it up, it's called Zara Larsson, This One's For You. Pile number 1, higher self of pile number 1, sibling. What do we have? Yeah, we have the medicine wheel continuation. What was I saying about them continuing where you may have like, do you know what I'm being shown? Like the 10 of Wands, like one stick may have dropped and they're like picking up what's behind you, or like walking behind you. Like that's literally what's going on here. And that's saying it's such an easier time. It's such an easier path and a smoother path because of you. Like the work that you've done, it's like it's an easier path because of you. So that honoring you, it's like a strong honoring of you. Like you did this. Like the spirals and the healing. You know what I mean? You did this. that's because of you. They want you to believe in yourself more, and they want you to see yourself like they see you. I feel like you do put yourself down. Sometimes they're saying that you still deal with insecurities, and they want you to own who you are and own your strength, because they've seen, like, I feel like they've really seen you at your darkest, but they've seen you at your lightest and your brightest. And it's like, I want you to see yourself like I see you. Like, I want you to honor yourself the way that I honor you. I want you to feel the love that I have for you. Because I feel like sometimes you feel like you can't feel it, and they're here to remind you of it. We have drum awaken as well. I feel like they're gonna, if you've gone through a spiritual awakening, which I feel like you have, to have met yourself this deep and to have done work like this, I feel like they're gonna go through a similar awakening, and I feel like you're gonna kind of be a catalyst of that. Like, you're gonna be a again, it's like, I'm having an easier time of it because you went through it. I'm having an easier time of it because you already told me about it and I know what to do. I'm having an easier time of it because of that. Let's pull another. Oh god, the cards are like jumping over my hands. Pile number. See, the cards are just running away from me. 2 seconds. Let me go grab it. Pile number. Whew. Okay, pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1. Messages from the higher self with my pile number 1s. Slow and steady wins the race, turtle spirit. I feel like you can be very hard on yourself, because I almost feel like you took a lot of the pain and the wounding from, you know, your family lineage or what you would have gone through. And it was like, you almost, this is what I'm being told, and this is what the higher self of your sibling is saying. You put your worth sometimes in how much you can do, like how many people you can heal, how much you can transmute within your own self. You put so much, I'm being told Rome wasn't built in a day. You put so much emphasis on making everything perfect and clear in the way, but it's like, you're not going to be able to heal everyone, and nothing's ever going to be perfect. It's like, that's where you can get into maybe that controlling energy of like, everything needs to be where it is. Everything needs to go the way my mind needs it to go. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to rest, because if something messes up or something F's up or someone gets hurt or someone's going through something, it's my fault. Like, I keep seeing you blame yourself. Like, this person's sick. It's my fault. I could have helped them. Or this person's going through a breakup and it's my fault because I should have protected them from that person. Where it's like, you can't protect the ebbs and flows of life. And it's not on you to heal everyone, and it's not on you to make everything perfect, because if you keep chasing it, you're always going to be unhappy. This sibling wants you to be more carefree. This sibling wants you, do you hold on to things? There's an essence of letting things go as well. Do you hold, maybe, it doesn't have to be holding physically, it can be holding grudges. There's an essence of like allowing everything to flow, and I think that's something that they're teaching you. What else? What was the message that was just coming through? And again, it's like the controlling thing. It's like, it doesn't mean that you're unworthy if you can't get someone to eat clean, or if you can't get someone to fix something. Like, it doesn't mean that you're unworthy, is what I'm being told. And they want to like reference that. Let's pull one more card. And I'm being told Rome wasn't built in a day. Like, stop rushing to complete things. Stop rushing to build a foundation. Rome wasn't built in a day. Take your time. Allow yourself peace and allow yourself to love your life. They want you to love your life more. There's something about that. There's like an essence of you worry, and I think that's why they were saying, the more you give me freedom, the more we're going to get closer, because it's like the ebb and flow of life. The more you try and control, the more it stops energy from flowing through, and it creates blockages, and then there's more to heal again. So that's a message that they want to give you. Pile number... What have we got? The sleeves on this are very long, and I keep knocking the cards whenever I get them nice. So what do we have? Be fearless and bold. I feel like that's more of a message from them to you. Like, they referencing all that you are and how much they honor you, but it's like they're referencing that maybe you don't see yourself like that, and they want you to. They want you to see yourself as fearless. They want you to stand your ground. And it's like, I'm almost being told as well, they've watched you stand your ground. They've watched you, like, it's almost like Katniss from the Hunger Games with her younger sister. It's like they've watched you, like, be a warrior in a way, but then it's like they want you to apply that to yourself. Like, they want you to see yourself like that. They want you to see that fire. They want you to see that confidence within you and that strength within you. It's like, it's almost like when you're backed against the wall, it comes out, but then in everyday life, it's like, it's not, you don't tap into it, and they want you to tap into it more. They want you to be more fierce because they know that you have it within you. That's a message coming through. And the back of the deck, we have the Artist Spirit, you are never alone. And I honestly think this is literally much of the connection between you and this person. I feel like it's a heart chakra based connection. I feel like they've really helped you stay soft. I feel like they've helped you stay vulnerable, and I feel like they've helped keep you on track and reminded you why you were doing things, why you were healing, why you were working through things. I feel like they've almost been here as well as a reminder of your own mission. And I'm hearing you've got a friend in me from Toy Story. Like, whenever you feel, oh my God, like, you know, I've never felt love, no one loves me, I don't have anyone, no one understands me, they're almost coming through with this card to say, well, actually, I do. And I'm hearing you've got a friend in me from Toy Story. Like, I'm always here. I'm hearing Footprints in the Sand by Leona Lewis. She sings, I promise you, I'm always there when your heart is filled with sadness and despair. I'll carry you when you need a friend. You'll find my footprints in the sand. That's the lyrics to her song. So yeah, Pal 1, that is what I have for you guys today. I really hope this resonated. I hope it brought clarity, and I hope it brought peace. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey Pal number 2, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what messages the higher self of your sibling has for you. So you guys chose the orange calcite. I'm going to place this up in the corner and we are going to get straight in. I'm going to start with your tarot and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. Spirit guides, can you tap me into the collective of my pile number 2? Can you tap me into the collective of my pile number 2? Okay, are you very different to your sibling? Like, would you even question sometimes, like, oh my God, how are we siblings because we're so different? Because there's almost this energy of someone being very loud and then someone being very quiet, somebody dressing very I don't know, like grungy or like rock, and then somebody dressing like very pretty and pink, and you know what I mean? Like I'm being shown that, or like someone like in a, and you know what I mean, like someone clean, someone like in like a rock thing. Like I'm being shown like a dynamic duo that is like split in the middle, like two different people. So that's something that I'm almost being shown. It's quite interesting, and I don't know why as well. I almost feel like, we'll get into it, but I almost feel like it's your sibling almost being like a burst of energy. Like they're a lot, but in like a good way. At least I'm taking it like a good way anyway. They feel like a lot. They feel like they may be very loud, very opinionated. They're like a burst of energy. They're bright. It's like the sun. It's just like they're very bright like that. I feel like they may cheerlead you a lot as well. They may cheerlead you. There's something coming through as well. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Pile number 2. A message from the higher self of pile number 2, sibling. Is this an older sibling? Or is it someone that's younger, just acts older? Do you sometimes like feel like, oh my God, why are you so bossy for? Do you sometimes feel like that with your sibling? Like, why are you so bossy? They're almost laughing about it. Like, you may look at them like that, like, stop telling me what to do. Like, that sort of energy, but they're almost toying with it. They're laughing about it. Are they quite carefree and funny? Because there's an essence about that coming through. Pile number 2. The card's just dropped on the floor. Let me get it. Okay, so we have the Tower. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Pile number 2. Messages from the higher self of pile number 2, sibling. Messages from pile number 2's sibling. So we have the 7 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles, sorry. That's interesting. Tower and the 8 of Pentacles. A message from the higher self of pile number 2's sibling. A message from the higher self. Oh my god. The sun. They may have a lot of fire energy in their chart. I did feel that. They may have like a Leo rising or something like that. I am picking up some Leo energy coming from this sibling. I feel like you'd know if they were in the room, or at least, I don't know. It's like you don't forget this person at all. Pile number 2. Oh my god, the cards are just running out of my hands. 2 seconds. Let me grab the card. 6 of Pentacles. Okay. Let's take a look at the back of the deck. We have the 9 of Cups. One thing that I want to say is this sibling literally adores you. Like, this sibling actually really has love for you, and they're very protective over you. I think you may know that. Yeah, this sibling is really this sibling has a lot of love for you, and I feel like this person sees a lot of potential in you. There's a pride coming through for you. They're almost like referencing to me that they're like that annoying. Do you know what they're, oh my god, this is so funny. Do you know what they're referencing to me? They're referencing like you being on the stage like Mean Girls, and them being the mother with a camcorder dancing in the audience, like fully supporting them. Like, they're almost referencing themselves like that. Like, they really love you. I think that they really admire you. I think that they admire the way that maybe you speak, the way that you talk. There's such a protectiveness coming through. I'm being shown like big white, like feathered, like arms, like wings. I don't know why I said feathered arms. Big white arms going around you, like very protective. I also feel like this person's very vocal about you. So it's like, I want you to know, whether it's to other family members, whether it's to other people, this sibling has your back. There's this essence coming through, like a fierce mama bear energy, whether they're male or female, of like, do not say, I'm hearing best friend from Sweetie and Doja Cat, like, do not talk down on this person. Like, I feel like if they ever heard anyone say anything about you, or if they ever heard anyone talk about you in some sort of way or take advantage of you, they're like first to defend you. You have like someone in your corner, that's what I'm gonna say. So anytime you feel like I'm on my own, I don't have anyone in my corner, you have this sibling in your corner. There's such a difference from like the mother and the father higher selves, and then the sibling higher selves. There's a lot of unity that I'm picking up from these so far. I know I've only done 2, but it's beautiful energy coming through so far. This person wants to see you shine as well. This person wants you to own who you are. This person is like, sees a lot of your potential and really wants you to live up to it. And I think maybe sometimes you may think, oh, you know, why are they bossy? Why are they like this? But it's like, it's almost like stage mom, or like just an energy of like only the best for my sibling, like only the best for this person. They may treat themselves very well in that sense, or they may even be learning to. So while they learn to, or while they already do, it's like, I want the best for me. I want the best for myself. So I want the best for the people that I love. So there is an essence of that. This sibling feels very loyal. So there's almost this essence, never worry about this person talking behind your back. Never worry about this person being mean about you. Like, they don't. I feel such loyalty here. They're very fierce about you, and I think that's going to always be there. I think the more that you grow, I think this sibling's always going to be there for you. One thing that I will say about this sibling is they have a very, I wouldn't say short temper, but I feel like because they seem very I feel like there's Leo energy here, because they feel very loyal, but it's like the same standards that they have, that they hold themselves to, they almost naturally hold the standards for other people. And I think sometimes the sibling forgets that, like, either if you're younger, you're still growing, or you're still learning about yourself, so you may not have the same standards in regards to friendships and relationships that they do yet, I'm being told. So it's like, I think they forget sometimes when you may, you know, do something that you may say something that hurts their feelings, or you may do something, they'll almost take it as betrayal sometimes, but only because they have such a fierce loyalty within them. It's like, the connections around me are sacred. The people I have around me, it's like close-knit circle. They may have some Scorpio in their chart because there's like close-knit. They feel very fixed, like Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio. They feel very fixed. So it's like, I only let the best of the best in, and I hold myself to a high standard. I hold my connections to a high standard. So if that isn't met, sometimes they forget that you are your own person. So it's like they'll get angry or frustrated, and because it's like it's hitting a wound of disloyalty. It's hitting a wound. Have they dealt with like abandonment issues? There's almost this feeling of them having like an abandonment wound of, I do for people, or I love people, but they don't do the same for me sort of energy. So they may look at you and feel like there's almost this essence of like, they're going against me if they act out, or they're going against me if they're not as loyal to me as I have been to them, or if they've said something in passing, they're not as loyal to me as I am about them. Like, there's almost this feeling of that. But I'm being told, because their higher self's coming through to say be patient with them. It's just that they love you, and they love the people that they have close to them. I feel like they may not have a lot of people close to them, so it's like when you're in that circle, they really love you and they really cherish that. So it's like, don't take it to heart if they do lash out sometimes, and there's almost an apology, like the higher self on behalf, like, I'm sorry if I'm hard sometimes. It's how I've kind of had to be. So yeah, they definitely feel like they've had like older sibling essence or something like that within them, because it's like, I've had to be this way. I've had to be protective of myself. I've had to be careful with people because people have walked over me. And there is a fear in this sibling that you would leave them, or you would cut them off, or you would do something that would make them maybe have to cut you off, because there's almost this feral cat energy about them where they're like, they could easily be on their own. They may have had to resort to being on their own a lot, but they don't like it. They like, I don't know why I'm getting upset. Like, I'm feeling their energy. They don't like it. They love people. And there's this feeling of like, them feeling that unity with you and them not wanting to lose it. Maybe they've had to lose it with another sibling, or maybe they've had to lose it with other family members, or maybe they've just had to lose it with close friends in their life. And it's like, I don't want to lose that with you. So they may come across in that way a lot, like they're being quite hard on you, or they may go cold sometimes, or detach and flip a switch, and it's a self-protective mechanism, I'm being told, that they want to reference. So that's something that's coming through. With the Tower card, this is so interesting that we have the Tower card and then we have the building card, like the 8 of Pentacles. So I almost feel like, how do I explain this? How can I put the Tower card and the 8 of Pentacles into words, please, Spirit? It's like, I feel like this sibling has a lot of inner turmoil within them, and I feel like you may have witnessed this Tower, like they're almost like they're saying to me, you've witnessed a lot of my darkness, or you've witnessed my back against the wall, you've witnessed me purging, you've witnessed my shadow. But know that every time you've seen that what, like, I've always, they're saying I've always, how do I put this in? See, like, I'm getting tongue-tied. Like, I feel like they wouldn't be able to even go deep and say this because it's so deep within their own fabrication. It's like, every time I've acted out, every time I've been hurt, like, know that I'm actively working on myself. I'm always working on myself. And I'm not just working on myself for me, I'm working on myself for you. Like, I'm always doing inner work. So when you see this Tower moment of pain, or if you see this Tower moment where I lash out, or you see this Tower moment, know that I learn from everything, and know that I'm doing it so I can build. I feel like do they go to therapy, or do they just do a lot of inner work? Because there's this essence of, no, I'm doing it to build a better foundation for myself and others and for you. There is an essence of that coming through. This almost feels like the older sibling of pile number one. So you may even find that, like, if you and your sibling are both watching, one of you's pal 2 and one of you's pal 1, because pal number 1, it was like the younger sibling with the younger energy talking to the older sibling, and then this feels like the older sibling energy talking to the younger sibling. It's quite interesting how they both blended. So maybe you and your sibling are both watching and seeing who is who, but yeah, that's definitely coming through. This sibling's such a cheerleader to you. I feel like there's nothing that is this sibling really giving to you as well, because with the 6 of Pentacles, it's like, you know the song Hey Brother, and they sing I think he sings like, "Ooh, for you, there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do." So no, they really have your back, and I feel like they're the type of sibling to like lend you money or get you out of a situation. This feels like ride or die energy. Like this sibling has ride or die energy towards you. It's like I'm being shown a fist pump, like it's me and you. It's like you know when on. Did you ever watch the old episodes of the Kardashians? I used to watch like their early seasons. I think it was like one of either the first season or the second season. Like Chloe goes to jail. She doesn't want the mother knowing, so she rings, I think it was Courtney, to help her out. So there's almost like, I'll bail you out of jail. Like I'll do that. It's like they almost see you as well, like dynamic duo as well. They're quite. I think they get excited at the idea of your friendship as well. They're so enthusiastic about life. They have so much love within them. So much love. And I think that they get enthusiastic about that power, like, couple in regards to the sibling. Like, that power sibling couple. Like, us against the world. Like, they have that type of mentality, which is really beautiful. I feel as well, like, you know, sometimes you may even find with siblings, like, they'll be jealous of each other and they'll put the other sibling down. I don't know whether, do you watch the Kardashians? The Kardashians are coming through a lot. I watched a clip on Twitter where like Kylie and Kendall were like really going in on each other because Kylie didn't want Kendall wearing a dress or something like that. Like, I don't feel like your connections like that, because I just feel like that, like, I'm being shown somebody going out and buying a dress, and then it's like, you know what, I like this dress, but I know who would look better in it, my sibling, so I'm going to get a different one because my sibling would look good in this. Or it's like, you may even find, like, you may notice they'll buy 2 of things. It's like, I'm not just going out for food, like, I'm taking you out for food. Or if I'm buying, like, something for my car, I'll buy something for your car. If I'm, I know you like this snack, so when I'm picking it up, I'll get you one too. I'm going to get a Starbucks, I'm going to get you one too. It's like, the arm's always around you energetically, like cocooning you in a way to like keep you safe, but also it's like they see you as a part of them, like a reflection of them. Just know you have someone that really deeply cares about you in your corner. Just know that, because this person really does care about you, and I think that you bring them a lot of emotional fulfillment. And being shown this person may be feeling down, it's like you may have like a conversation on the phone or something, and then it's like you're laughing again. There's a lot of laughter coming through. I feel like you both have the same humor. I feel like they want you to know as well, you really do brighten their life in a lot of ways. I feel like you make them really happy. I think that's something that they'd want you to know. It's such a beautiful energy coming through, but there's still wounding that they're working through. And there's just an essence of like apologizing for you having to even witness them like that. They have like a guilt. And they're also wanting to apologize at times where they may lash out more than they should. And that they do know better. And every time that they do it, they know that they should do better. But there's this essence of like, know when it happens. Maybe they were taught, or they've just taught themselves. Oh, hello, Jasper, my cat. Oh, no, that's not Jasper, that's Veda. Hey, Veda. Come here, baby boy. He's never come up when I've been reading before. Hey, sweetie pie. Hi. Look, I'm doing a reading. Look. Look. Hey. Do you want to come on the table and see my subscribers? Do you want to say hello? No? Oh no, he sees the couch. He wants to go climb up on the couch, but no, Veda's here. yeah, I just feel like there's an essence of this sibling coming through, like I'm always actively working on myself, but I'm sorry when I do lash out. Like, it's just what I've learned. And I'm always unlearning and relearning. Like, have you watched them go through a tower moment in their life? Because we have the tower card here, and it's just like, with the 8 of Pentacles, know that every time you see me mess up, I'm building myself back up. Know that every time I'm hitting the ground, I'm building myself back up. And there is I do feel like it's for you too. Like, I feel like they fight for you too. It's like, I'll go through there is a self-sacrificial energy of, I'll go through this so they don't have to. I'll witness this and close their eyes. I'll fight their corner so they don't have to fight it themselves. Like, if someone was mean to you, it's like, if you were in school together, if you were in like college together, it's like an essence of like, if someone was to say something to you, it's like, I don't want them to have to defend themselves. I don't want them to have to go through it. I'm going to stand in front of them and go for that person. Like, there's an essence of that. You may even see them as a bit of a wild child. They like that you see that, like them like that though. Yeah, they do. They like it that you see them like that. I feel like this sibling likes to be quite different. They like their quirks. They enjoy it. Are you silly with each other a lot as well? There's almost like a silly energy coming through of like you being kids at heart and doing, do you know what I'm gonna say as well? I feel like you connect them to their inner child. I feel like they have to be very serious quite often, I think, or they have to at least be diligent. Like, there's this feeling of like an animal out in the wild having to be diligent about what they're up to. Oh my god, Jasper, my kitten, is behind the throw on my sofa, and Veda is on the outside, and they're fighting each other through the throw. I'm just seeing Jasper's paws making holes, like, coming through, and Veda's like playing with them. I don't think Veda knows it's Jasper. But what was I talking about, spirit guides? I'm getting distracted by the cats now. Yeah, I just feel like you connect them to their inner child. You help them stay soft in ways similar to pile number 1, but it was the mirrored energy. It was like the other way around. This is why I feel like 2 siblings are watching this. I feel like you connect them to thunder outside. I feel like you connect them to their heart space a lot. So let's pull some more cards. I also feel as well like you may be like fashionistas together. Whether you're like male or female, I feel like you may match each other when you dress, or look like each other when you dress, or like you complement each other. Remember at the beginning I was saying you may be very different. There's like different personalities, but it's like the same. It's like yin yang sort of energy. It's kind of like that, but it's like I don't know, there's like you're like, again, the Kardashians are coming through. Do you watch Kardashians a lot? There's this essence of like like they all have their own quote unquote style. There's an essence of like you and a sibling having your own. I don't know if you know them YouTubers, they're sisters, Gabby and Nikki on YouTube, and one's like very girly and the other one's, I think she'd call herself like grungy, I don't know. There's an essence of that coming through, but there's like a fashionista sort of energy coming through, like a Venusian Libra energy coming through. I feel like, whether you're like 2 brothers, 2 sisters, whatever, I just feel like you look, I feel like you're both very attractive, I'm being told. And I feel like this sibling would say that. This sibling would be like, yeah, we're really attractive. Like, this is, they feel like that. Yeah, you really connect them to their inner child. I think that's what they love about you as well. You connect them to their inner child. They're worried as well that you like go through a phase where you don't want to do more young at heart experiences. Like, you may not want to watch like childhood films. You may not want to do things that you did when you were younger. Like, you may go to like museums, or you may go to like places that keep you young at heart, like theme parks. And there's a fear of like you deciding you don't want to do that anymore. Are you growing out of that? They do fear you growing out of that. I'm hearing young forever, forever young. You know the song Forever Young, I want to be forever young. There's a feeling of that coming through. I'm being shown the phoenix from Harry Potter when he cries on the wound of Harry himself, and then the wound kind of like mends. There's almost an essence of that coming through. I feel like they want to do a lot for you, and I think in that is healing. Yeah, we have soul retrieval with the healing symbolism. So I definitely do feel like they almost take responsibility for you finding your way, or they take responsibility for you healing yourself. They take responsibility for you. It's kind of like mother hen syndrome. Like there's almost this feeling of like, I have to be in charge and I'm taking responsibility for their F-ups and things like that. Like they almost put it on themselves. Like I feel like if you were to, say now something were to happen to you, like God forbid, I'm not saying it will, I'm just using it as an analogy. Like say now something did happen, they'd blame themselves. Like there's a lot of blame on themselves. Like if you were to F up, or if you didn't get the grades you wanted, it's like, oh, I should have disciplined them more. Or, you know, if you know, you know, anything that happens, if something happens with like a friend, it's like, oh, I should have given them more advice. Like I feel like they do like take that on as like guilt, like, oh, I could have prevented this, which I think they need to know. It's not for them to heal, it's not for them to it's not their fault, you know what I mean? They can't control that. They take a lot of responsibility of life, I guess. Pile number, I really do feel like this is like the older sibling of pile number one's pile. Yeah, foundations. We have foundations, and we literally had the Tower and the Eight of Pentacles. It does feel like this person would have had to break themselves down to build themselves back up with foundation here. Medicine, shield, protection. Literally, we have shield. They look at you like they want to shield you, they want to protect you. Like that's what I'm being shown with foundations as well. It's like, in a way, they almost like, okay, they do this, but they also resent it. Like they want you cocooned, and they want to do everything for you so that everything's perfect for you. But then at the same time, if you were to take from them or expect from them, it wounds them, because it's like, they get upset about it. It's like, you're being disloyal to me, like you're taking too much from me. And then it's like they contradict themselves. And I think they need to find the balance in giving you your own freedom to build your own foundations in a way, because it's almost like they want to do it for you, but then when you look to them to do it for them, it's like they're upset about it. So they need to bring a balance. They need to bring a balance in, I think, and that's something that I'm being told they're learning to do. They're learning to loosen the reins, not just with you, but in their own life, with, you know, pets that they have, with their, you know, work that they have, school, whatever it is, whatever they're at. Like they're currently learning to be in more of a flow like state and not hold on too tight. They're learning to do it. And I think you're teaching them that too, because they're going to learn as well, the minute that they loosen the reins with you, how capable you actually are. Like they may say, oh, well, you know, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be able to do this. When in actuality, you would be able to. They just kind of want, they kind of want perfection. So it's like, let me do it. And it's like, they forget that you're capable of doing things sometimes. And they're referencing that they do it. And it's something that they're learning, and they're going to learn the more that they loosen the reins, how capable you are, and how much you can grow on your own. And when I say loosen the reins, I don't mean like letting go of you. I mean like not being maybe on top of you as much, in the sense of, let me do this, let me buy this for you, let me give you money. There's an essence of them. Maybe you may find they'll step back, and they're also telling me to tell you, when they do step back, maybe from buying you things, when they do step back from maybe doing everything for you, it's not a rejection, so don't take it as a rejection. It is them learning to pour into themselves, or them learning to go with the flow and not fix everything. And I love how I'm talking about that, and we have surrender now, the moth spirit. So they're learning to surrender. A lot of reds. Interesting. So I feel, yeah, with the Six of Pentacles as well, it's like they're learning to put their energy back into themselves. And when they do that, they're asking you to not take it as rejection. They have just self-sacrificed a lot, or they've just put a lot of energy in being the fixer-upper, and they're entering a time period where they are loosening the reins and maybe being more passive. But it's this, do you know that song, When You Need Me, Call Me? Was that ABBA, When You Need Me, Call Me? Can you hear me, SOS? And then it's like, when you're gone, how can I don't know, they're playing that song in the sense of, when I am in that flow like state, you've only got to call me and I'll be there. I'm hearing the Friends song, I'll be there for you. There's an essence of that coming through. Yeah, there's an essence of that coming through, and it's just like, when I do pull back a little bit, I'm not pulling back from you, I'm always there. It's just, I'm not going to be as pushy, or I'm not going to be as controlling, because again, it's like letting the dove kind of like fly into the air. It's like they want you to grow your own wings and be confident doing that. They may be, the reason it's coming through strongly, I think they may be currently realizing how worrisome they may be, or how perfectionistic they may be. They may have a lot of Virgo in their chart, but it's that fixed energy. Everything needs to be where it is, like it's fixed. It's really like a fixed energy coming through. Final cards, please, spirit guides. Pile number 2, sorry. Pile number 2. Set healthy boundaries. Yeah, what was I saying? I feel like this person grew up maybe being self-sacrificial. I feel like this person grew up not having boundaries and just doing a lot for people. They're currently stepping into a time where they're learning to have boundaries. So you may find them placing boundaries in with you. Like, no, you can't, borrow money. Why haven't you saved your money correctly? Or no, you can't just take this because I need it. Like, you'll see them putting in boundaries like that. But don't take it as rejection and being told. It's just they're learning to have those healthy boundaries with themselves and not self-sacrifice, because they've been dealt with that. And we have the wasp spirit at the back of the deck. Sometimes life stings, and I think that's what they're aware of, and that's what they want to protect you from. I feel like they've seen a lot of pain, or they've gone through a lot of hurt, or they've just like really been through the ringer in their life. They've maybe been taken advantage of by people. So there's this essence with the wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings, like I know this, so I almost want to like protect you. If they could, like, if they saw a wasp come in, I feel like they're the person that would literally dive in front of you to get the wasp to sting them and not you. Like, that's how they are. So I feel like the reason that they're doing it, it's a core wound, because you see the yellow and the green here. The green of the heart chakra, it's like out of love. It's like, I don't want you to feel the pain that I have because I love you. I don't want you to get taken advantage of or see things that I've seen because I love you. I don't want you to feel guilt or miss out on something because I love you. So I'm going to do it for you so that you have the best experience. It's like, what I didn't have, I want you to have. So they'll try and maybe control certain things so that you can have the best, but then sometimes it may be overbearing and they're aware of it. Who are you now? Beta, what you doing? He's just staring at himself in the mirror. Very interesting. Yeah, so pile number 2, that's what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed. I hope this resonated, and I hope this brought you clarity and peace. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 3, welcome to your reading. So we are going to be taking a look at the higher self of your sibling and the messages that they have for you. So you guys chose the green calcite. I'm going to place this here and we are going to get straight in. I'm going to start with tarot and then we are going to move on to the oracle cards. So spirit guides, can you tap me into the collective of pile 3? I don't know why I just got shown sunflowers. I don't know whether you like sunflowers. They like sunflowers. There's something about that coming through. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3, tap me into the higher selves of pile number 3, sibling. Tap me into the higher selves of pile number 3's sibling. This person feels very guarded. Very, very guarded. stepping into their energy. There's a deep blue aura coming through from them. I'm being shown I'm being shown the Four of Pentacles in my mind's eye. Hello, Jasp. My two cats are chasing each other on the sofa. If you hear noises, Jasper and Vader, they're like following each other underneath the throw. So that's the noise that you hear. But yeah, they feel like there's almost a feeling of them wanting healing or needing healing. There's like a pure soul within, but it's guarded by a lot. Like I'm being shown like a pure blue rock, almost like a blue calcite or like an angelite, but like around it there's like rust or like and this is how they're explaining themselves. Like it's like a rust or like a darker energy around them, and it's like their soul's still there, their light's still there, but there's a Four of Pentacles energy of like it's like a cloak of sadness. There's like a depressive energy coming through from them. They feel a bit weak. It's quite hard to tap into them. I'm gonna do my best, and they'll probably open up, and spirit will help me get the messages through. Even if they can't, I'll have to do it like from my spirit guides. Like my spirit guides will speak with them and it'll come through me through my spirit guides, because I think I'm gonna have to do it that way as well, because they feel almost weak in this incarnation. Yeah, there's a weakness coming through. So I feel like we're going to have to go through my spirit guides. So spirit guides, can you tap in and speak to the energy of Pile 3 Sibling and then help it pass through me? We're gonna have to do it like that, because they just feel weak to, I like to embody, and it's hard to embody it. It's almost like they don't want me to, so I have to honor that they don't want me to, and just allow the messages to come through. So pile number 3, I just heard I do love you. Do you not speak? Or has something gone on? Or are they just very much in a low vibration that they just can't connect very well? I just heard I do love you. It came through so clear as well. I do love you. Like it came through like that. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. Messages from pile number 3's the higher self of pile number 3 Sibling. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands. We have the High Priestess. The higher self of pile number 3 Sibling. Oh, we have the Strength. A message from the higher self of pile number 3 Sibling. A message from the higher self of pile number 3 Sibling. Let me grab the card. It's just run under the table. Oh god, I almost fell backwards on my chair then. Like literally almost fell backwards onto my cat. We have the Devil as well. The back of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3, the higher self of my pile number 3's Sibling. I'm not gonna lie, I have to say what's coming through. There is a little bit of a resentment, and it's not because of anything that you've done. They're referencing you here with the High Priestess, the Strength, and the Queen of Wands. Like they're almost referencing you a little bit like a firecracker. They're referencing you as someone that they actually look up to. They're referencing you as somebody that has quality. You know what I'm being told? You and this person have a lot of the same qualities, but I just feel like you have a lot of strength. And this is how they're explaining you. They're looking at you as having a lot of strength to be able to adapt to them and embody them better. And it's not that you embody them better, they'd be able to as well. It's just that you've chosen to maybe better yourself, maybe take on the positive side of certain characteristics that you both share, but they almost feel like they're almost like I haven't though. Like I haven't. And it's coming through like there's a little bit of envy and projection because it's like, this is how they're seeing you, but even though they're seeing you that way, they're seeing you through the eyes of distortion. When we look at the devil, when we look at any negative energy, all it is an illusion, and all it is a distortion. And human beings are born into karma with distortions, the way that they're grown up. And when we go through awakenings, when we go through inner work, when we heal, when we go see a therapist or a counselor, we are able to remove those distortions. But this person has never really tried to. It's almost like they've ran from distortions that you've worked through. They've run or bypassed it. Maybe they've escaped. Maybe they've turned to vices. Maybe they've turned to substances. And they're almost referencing it like, because of that, even seeing all that you are, it kind of triggers them in a way. It's so hard to read your person, pile number 3. The energies, they almost feel like, they feel a little bit blocked. Like, that's the only way I can describe it. They feel blocked. And the reason they're putting me in that energy, it's their higher self saying, you know, just feel this a second. Feel what I'm feeling. They feel blocked in life. They feel like they can see a pathway in front of them to walk down, but there's a huge tree, and they don't feel they have the strength to move the tree. They don't feel that they feel a little bit left behind. Let me just let this pass through. There is this feeling of them feeling really left behind. And I hope you don't take this on as guilt, because it's nothing that you've done. They just feel left behind. Like they almost feel like they've watched you lift up the tree and run, like, on that path. And then it's like you kept going, and it's like they got lost along the way. That's how they feel, and this is how they feel, you know. It could be very different. This is just how they're putting me in the eyes of this person. Oh my god, my cat is pulling on my robe. I just saw this paw come up literally by my legs, and he was pulling my robe down. What you doing, baby? What you doing, Veda? Yeah, they're putting me in this energy of like, they feel a little bit isolated, and I want you to know, like, it's their own doing. They've had many chances. If anything, they've had maybe an easier time than you, or they've had a lot more handouts than you, or they've had a lot more leeway than you have. But this is the thing. Sometimes when we're faced with a lot of adversity, when we're faced with a lot of pain, sometimes it ignites a fire that will transform us into this energy of the Queen of Wands and strength, and will transform us. It's almost like it awakens the beast within us to, sorry for the noise, guys, it awakens the beast within us to transform ourselves, to go deeper, because we meet our darkness, we have no choice but to look at it. Whereas this particular person, it's almost like they've been through a set of experiences that would cause them to feel a certain way, but it's almost like they were never backed into the corner the way that you were to transform. So because of that, it's almost like that lightning that you may have used to transform, they have never had it ignited within them. And I'm actually being told that they will. I don't know what that means, but I'm being told that they will. But it's like, it's not ignited currently where this connection stands, so they feel blocked. They feel like they're being left behind. And because of that, I was talking in pile number 2, there was like a feral cat energy, in the sense of leave me alone, I don't trust anyone, and then running away. If you've ever seen a feral cat, and even like when you look at like animals like bumblebees, when they think that they're under a threat, they'll sting. There's almost this energy of like, when I'm under attack, when I feel threatened, I will sting. And there's this feeling of this person it feels like I always feel under attack, so I'm always stinging. But what you're witnessing is pain. What you're witnessing is trauma. And I know, even when I'm doing it, that what I'm doing is not okay. I know when I say a word to you that is wrong, or when I project to you, I know that it's not okay. And you've only got to listen to the projections I will place on you to understand where I'm coming from. Because whatever I may say to you, whatever I may push onto you, whatever I may project onto you, I tell on myself more than you know. So when I'm saying something to you, or picking you apart, or saying something mean, it's because I feel that way about myself. Or when I'm saying something to you, and I'm really getting frustrated, I think there's a lot of anger in this person as well. When I'm saying something to you and I get angry, or if I do something I get angry, it's that pain coming out. I have pain, like it's pain. And I do think that they do feel sorry for themselves a lot. And I think that them feeling, they're saying it as well, me feeling sorry for myself is actually weakening my vibration, because it's putting me in victim mode. And they almost, again, it's like an envy of like, you were supposed to be a victim too, but you're not. So why? You're supposed to feel like I feel, but you don't. So why? You're more vibrant. You're more strong. How? Like, they're looking at you like that, and I feel like they feel inadequate then. And then there's a projection. What are you boys doing? There's a projection then of like, you've left me behind. You only care for yourself. You are this, you are that. But it's like they're projecting either their abandonment wounds or fears on you. They're projecting their lack of responsibility on you. And I don't think it's just you. I think it's everybody around them. They feel let down by people around them, because there is a feeling, and I have to say, of them feeling like the world owes me a favor. And I think we all know, and I think you're very aware, especially seeing this, I think that you're aware no one owes you anything. You just gotta do for yourself and do better for yourself. No one owes you anything. And I think that they lack that knowledge. I don't know whether maybe there's another sibling or a parent that plays into them, allows them to play the victim. Maybe there's another sibling or parent that over nurtures them, doesn't let them. There's almost this feeling of I'm not taking accountability for anything. But at the same time, like, I'm being shown someone exploding, like shouting or being mean, and then running away, and they're telling themselves like, they were mean, they deserved that, I'm not sorry for this. But then at the same time, they're equally feeling the essence of, I know I was wrong. I know I shouldn't have done that. That isn't even how I wanted it to go. This isn't what I wanted. I don't like myself. Like, do you know what I'm hearing? I don't like myself. I don't like myself. So that it's a complicated energy, because underneath, like, I was showing that blue energy, that light energy, and then and like around it is this kind of like dark energy, but like within it's like that light still there. Because then when I'm tapping into the high stuff with that core, it's like, I really love you. Like, they say in it then, I really love you. I look up to you. I actually admire you. But at the same time, I'm looking through eyes of distortion. I can't embody that feeling of looking up to you. I can't even hold out an equal hand to you, because I'm covered in debris of pain. And there's almost this feeling of like, well, why? They're projecting onto you as well. Like, well, why can't you help me out? Why can't you heal me? Why can't you make me the King of Wands or the Queen of Wands or the Strength card? Why can't you make me the High Priestess? Why can't you make me the High Priest? Like, why am I still chained? And this person wants change. This person wants abundance. This person does want happiness. It's like they're not so cut off that they feel like they'll never have it. I think they're comfortable in being a victim currently, because they haven't had that ignition to transmute anything yet. And I do feel that it will come, but it's all in this. It's up to this person's free will, because the Wheel of Fortune here, like, the Wheel of Fortune isn't stuck in a cog. If the Wheel of Fortune was reversed, I'd say, you know what, I feel like this person's going to stay like this. But I do want to say, Pile 3, with the Wheel of Fortune upright, I do feel like Spirit, as well as maybe even your higher self as a spirit guide, is working with them to move this wheel. Is working with them to heal, because I feel like you actively, I feel like, do you know what they don't like as well? I feel like they know you see through them. And I feel like the reason that they know you see through them is because it's like mirrored pain, maybe. I feel like the more you're growing or evolving, the more you're able to see through them. Maybe you don't react to arguments. Maybe you're just focused on you. The more you're doing it, it's like, it's just hitting as a trigger. And I think the more that you do better for yourself, it shows them where they're not doing better for themselves. Which is where the projection lays, that they don't want you to be in this Queen of Wands. And look how they're looking at you. This is why they chose these cards as well. Look how they're looking at you. Someone who's full of wisdom. You know what I mean? Someone that's very courageous. Someone that's very strong. But everything that they're seeing in you, you're triggering them because they don't see it within themselves. Even though they have it within themselves, they haven't ignited it. So it's triggering. And it's causing the distortion then of like, you know, you may be very confident. They'll say, well, you're very cocky. You know, you may be very business orientated. And they will say, oh, well, you know, they're very for themselves. They're selfish. You may give a lot. And they'll say, oh, well, they're a pushover. They're trying to use you. Like, they're looking at life through a... they're looking at life through distortion, is what they're trying to say. They seem quite funny though, like, they seem funny. I feel like if, you know, there is humour between you two. I feel like maybe you have the same humour, crack jokes, because it's like, they're joking in a way of like, sorry for the inconvenience I'm causing. They may even make jokes when they really shouldn't be making jokes, because I feel like with the depth that I'm being shown, the way that they may be acting towards you, the joke coming through of like, because they're bringing in an element of their personality. It's like, why would you joke about that? But I feel like they do it because it's like, again, they're bypassing the seriousness of maybe what they would say or what they would do. I think they bypass it a lot. And they don't put themselves in the mind frame of other people because they're so focused on how they're feeling. They don't put themselves in the mindset of, wonder how that made that person feel. They're very focused on like, this made me feel like that. This made me feel like this. I can't believe you made me feel like this. Instead of like, how did I make them feel though? How did I make them feel when I said that? How do I make people feel when I'm in this devil energy? How do I make people feel when I'm like that? There's a wounded inner child here and a lot of wounding stuck in the heart chakra. And when I say stuck, I don't mean stuck forever. It can be turned with the wheel of fortune. It's just really up to them. I think you're aware. And I think that's maybe what they don't like. Maybe you did try and help them out and they just kind of threw it back in your face. And then it was like, maybe you've stopped. Because there's a resentment of like, you've left me in your dust. But you haven't though. I feel like you still have love for them. It's just like, I think you've realized, okay, well, there's not really much else I can do. You may hear thunder. Hopefully the rain isn't too loud on the speaker. Pile number 3. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collective of pile number 3. Pile number 3, sibling. What messages do they have? What messages do my pile number 3's siblings have for them? There's a lot of memory here. We have South abundance. There's a lot of memory here. Like, I feel like they think back to memories that you would have had together. They may reminisce a lot. There's almost this essence of like, can we flip the switch and go back? There could be like a memory where you went somewhere on holiday, I'm being told. There could be just memories where you were kids together when things were simpler. There's this essence of I want to go back. They're very stuck in the past with the South energy here, and then it's reminding me of the South Node. And then it's like, there's almost this feeling of like, I'm stuck in the past, they've left me behind. They've all walked into their abundance, but I'm still stuck in the South. Like, I'm stuck behind. It's almost like I don't know how old they are, but it's almost like they forgot to adult. They forgot to, it's like, they don't take responsibility for themselves. They're not being left behind. They're just not answering their own calling. They're not answering their own call. There is this feeling of like, you should be carrying me, to anyone around them. Even if they were in a relationship, it's like, you should be carrying me. You should be carrying me. It does feel like that. But they see themselves as a victim. It's like, I'm weak and I need someone to carry me. And I'm not going to lie, they do feel weak, but I know that you've also felt weak, but you're coming through as this. You feel very strong. So you know that like only you can bring yourself to healing. But they haven't, I feel like you could say that to them until they were blue in the face. I think it would just go through one ear and out through the other. Like they just wouldn't get it until they were ready to. And I think they're going to sit in this energy for a little while longer, but I think maybe even sitting in it for a little while longer is going to cause them to transmute their energy. I do think that one day, if you don't get an apology from them or the way that they act, I don't know whether you speak to them or not. This connection does feel a bit weak, but it's still there, weirdly. Like it's still, I feel like it's strong in the heart level, but it's weak energetically in a way. Like, I just think because you're polar opposites right now, there's a weakness in the connection. There's like a weakness between you and this sibling. Maybe like you moved out, you got your own home, and then they stayed living with parents, and maybe they're seeing you flourishing and they're like, well, what about me? Maybe they moved out. It could be something like that, or I don't know. They feel left behind, but I don't think it's the case at all. And I hope you don't. The higher self is coming through as well. Don't feel guilty for me. Don't ever feel guilty for me. Don't ever feel guilty for what I'm doing. I'm my own person. And I'm aware of a lot of my actions. Don't feel guilt. Like, do not feel guilt. Pile number 3. They feel like quite intelligent though, because they're coming through and they're like, well, tell them if they feel guilt. Don't tell them to bypass it. Let them feel the guilt, but tell them not to hold on to it, because this isn't their fault. That's what they're saying. They're quite like corrective in a way. They actually feel like their soul feels very wise and quite intelligent, and I feel like they would have had like past lives where they were quite intelligent academically. Like they could something to do with like I don't know why I'm being taken to Albert Einstein, like something to do maybe with science or maths or something like that. Like they have a really quick brain like that. It's just they're not choosing to use it really in their current incarnation. They want to drift. Like there's almost this feeling like I want to float into the abyss. Do they have a lot of Pisces placements? They just want to float away. That's how it feels. And have everything done for them in a way. Were they like the younger sibling? Maybe middle child? I don't know. Not that all middle child siblings and younger siblings are like that, but I have noticed usually the sibling that's like either the youngest one or like the favoured one will usually never do wrong, so they'll adopt a mentality of never having to do anything for themselves. We have East emergence. I do feel like going to turn something around. I don't think that they may step fully into this Queen of Wands strength energy like they see you as. There is, if you're not speaking, I actually do see you connecting, because do you see how the penguin and the penguin are here connecting? But they're like apart, but they've connected. And then you have the bird on one branch and the bird on the other branch. They keep referencing it. This is the thing. They do have love for you, and there's almost a strong essence of family in their brain. Like I feel like you're quite loyal, or you're at least quite warm, and I feel like you really do care about people. And there is this essence, like they have that same detriment within them of like they will always see you as family like that. There's this feeling of like they still see you as their sibling. You know, sometimes you'll cut off from family, you just don't see them as a sibling anymore. You don't see them as a mother anymore. Like they still see you in a strong regard as a sibling, and they do still want that with you. And I think that if they are with this wheel of fortune to turn that cog, I think that you would hear from them, and I think you would get an apology that's sincere. And I'm being told sincere. Do I think that they develop themselves in the way that you have? No, but I think that there's definitely a bridge that could be built if you were willing as well. And it's fine if you wouldn't want that. They're saying it's fine if you wouldn't want it, but there is, in their mind, they see you reconnecting. They see you being almost like best friends again. Like, there is an essence of that. Like, they almost want to be close with you again. They keep saying again. So maybe they were close and then now you're not. Because there's this essence of, I want that back. I would like that back. I want a connection like that back with you. And then we have Madison Shield protection as well. I feel like you both... I feel like you're both in self-protection mode in regards to the connection with each other at the moment. Like, I think you're very protective of maybe your own peace or your own self. Maybe you've been in like a self-sacrificial energy with them and maybe you've pulled away. So you're in a very like, again, the first card I got shown in my mind's eye when I tapped into your energy was Four of Pentacles. So it's like, you're in a Four of Pentacles energy of like, okay, I need my own energy. You bring me out of my energy. I don't even know what to expect with you. I need to protect myself. They are coming through in this essence of like, I'm on the defense. Stay away from me. Even if you were to, because I feel like maybe you've even tried to help them, but they've taken it as like, it's wounded them even when you tried to protect them because it triggered them. Because it was like, it's weird because they almost want you to help heal them, but then when you give them pointers, it triggers them because their wounds are very deep. It's like they like to escape their pain, but to heal, they have to feel it. So you'll bring up their pain to them or bring up things that they're doing that's wrong to them, and then it's like it triggers them then because it's what they're actually burying their head in the sand for. It's what they're actually running away from. So it creates a trigger in both of you then where you go into your shell, they go into their shell. There's just a lot of anger though. Like it comes across as anger, resentment, hurt, but really it's blockages and there's wounding behind it. Strong wounding behind it. There's almost this feeling like they're very unpredictable and it's like, stay away from me, but then crying that they're alone. I hate you all. Oh my God, everyone hates me. I'm such a victim. And then it's like, but then they're kicking off again. And it's like, I don't know. They don't know themselves. They don't know their emotions. Everything feels very tangled. That's why I was being shown that blue crystal with the carvings around it. It's like, they don't know. They're a bit of a labyrinth, to be honest with you, but they're actually very emotional, even if they don't show it. I feel like you know they're emotional though. Pile. They're living out their own wounds and pains right now, and it's a phase that they're going through. Do they have Aquarius in their chart? I keep being shown Aquarius. We have be at home. Again, the heart chakra. It's like the green colour of the heart chakra. They're longing for softness, but they have to go through their own darkness to find it, and they're fighting it like mad. Like they don't want to do it. They don't want to look at themselves and what their actions are. They don't want to, because to accept that, they have to take accountability. I don't think this person's ever really taken accountability, so they have to accept those parts of themselves, which would have them, go deeper. But it's like it's painful to even look at myself like that. That's how it's coming through. I feel like if you've had to heal wounds with this person, I feel like the higher self is working with you to heal wounds. I feel like they definitely do. Do you know who they coming through card, like in regards to the higher self? They're coming through like the Emperor. They're actually quite wise. They're just a bit lost right now. There's a righteousness energy though that I'm picking up. I feel like maybe even been royalty in a past life, or like someone that had things done from them, because I think that they are learning in this lifetime, like they have to step up, otherwise they'll get left behind. And I feel like maybe in past lifetimes they didn't have to take account, like Henry VIII sort of energy, just wifing different people, beheading them if they do something he doesn't like, like never having to take accountability for like the people. He just makes these decisions sort of things, like he doesn't care. Like it's a Henry VIII energy coming through, or like who was that? Was it Bloody Mary? I don't know why I'm being taken to royalty, but I feel like they would have been in royalty in past life, because I'm being taken to Bloody Mary as well. Like, I don't know if you know the story of her, and I think I'm getting it correctly, apologies if I'm wrong, but like, didn't she like switch the religions from like Protestant to Catholic, and then she would like go on like witch hunts and like literally stone people to death if they didn't like her religion, and like she never had to take responsibility of the families that were getting hurt by it. She just did, you know, it's that sort of energy. It's like a Henry VIII Bloody Mary, like that sort of energy. It's like a you know, like when you see really rich people and they're born into privilege, they don't understand their privilege. They feel like they would have had a lifetime like that in the past, and I think that's what they're learning and working through in this incarnation. It does feel something like that. They may have like a Leo South Node, Aquarius North Node. They may have that. That's something that I'm actually being shown. North Node Aquarius, South Node Leo, or maybe even North Node Leo, South Node Aquarius. I don't know. I'm just being shown that axis. Interesting. Pile number, oh my god, the card leaped. There is always enough. The koi fish spirit. There is always enough. Why do we have that? There is always enough. And again, it's green like the heart chakra. Why does that come through? There is always enough. I just... you know, like I was saying, they feel left behind. The message of this card, it's like, it's almost like they're looking at you like you've taken all the shine, you've taken all the light, you've taken all the happiness, they were left with nothing. It's almost like only one of us could come out of this unscathed. And I don't even feel like you've come out of anything unscathed. I feel like you've just really taken good accountability of yourself and really done well for yourself, or at least maybe healed certain things that they have. And then it's like, the reason I'm saying it's always enough, and there's always enough, it's like, you have this light within you. Why are you looking at someone who's holding it and then projecting onto them? Like, even the higher self is coming through, like, I need to learn this. Like, this light, it's in me too. Like, I haven't been left behind. Like, it's here within me. Like, no one's gone anywhere. It's me pushing people away. Like, it's something that they need to learn to reconnect with their heart chakra. They've blocked their heart chakra off because of pain. And I think that they're stuck, you know, like with the back of the deck with the spider spirit, make your dreams real. It's like they're stuck in a web. You know what I mean? And they're watching like a perfectly crafted web that, and the reason I'm saying perfectly, because they're almost like romanticizing it, like, oh well, they've crafted it that like this perfect web and I don't have one. Like, that's how it's coming through, which is then causing the distortion of envy, when really they really do want this. Like, look at the two birds here, and I can hear birds tweeting. We have the two birds on the branches, and then we have the two penguins, you know, linking up. It's like they really do want this union with you, but it's too triggering for them to even embody it in a healthy way. And it's like, it's not just you. They're saying to you as well, like, it's not just you, it's everybody. Like, I don't have a healthy relationship with myself. So how on earth am I going to have a healthy relationship with you? That's what they're referencing. And there's an apology coming through from their higher self of pain that may have been caused. And I feel like the higher self is working with you to heal any sort of wound. I'm just saying quickly, there's books here on the Wheel of Fortune. If they do if they do allow themselves to take a turn and really shake things up and really start taking accountability, I think one of the signals that you'll know they're doing that, they may go to school, go to college, take a course, or learn something that would bring them some sort of achievement. They don't have much direction, so when you see them starting to put direction into their life, that's when you know that they are taking some sort of accountability. I don't know when that will be, but they're showing me like if you hear of them or if you see them studying something or working towards something, it's because they're trying to put things in order, which means something is being ignited within them to do that. And that's what they're referencing. Because I feel like that's going to help them, you know, heal and move forward. So yeah, pile number 3, that's what I have for you. I really hope this brought you peace. I hope this brought you clarity. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if this resonated for you. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile 4, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what messages the higher self of your sibling has for you. So you guys chose the pink moss. Oh god, sorry guys, I just knocked the camera. You guys chose the pink moss again. I'm going to pop that by here and we are going to get straight in. So I'm going to start with tarot and then we're going to move into the oracle cards. So spirit guides, can you tap me into the collective of my pile 4s and their sibling? Tap me into the collective of my pile. Were you close with a sibling and then, like, I'm being trying to split, right? Were you close with a sibling and then they moved out, they ran away, or maybe one went, like, maybe parents split up, one person went to live with one family member, the other sibling went to live with the other. Like, there's a feeling of, like, we're apart. Maybe one lives in one end of the world, one lives in the other, or maybe it's like literally different paradigms at this point. Like one of you may have spiritually ascended or just moved forward and jumped timelines. The other has stayed put where they were, or maybe you've both jumped to different timelines. Like there's just a very noticeable wedge that I am being shown, but I'm being shown you connected at the root as if it's like a tree, and then one, like family tree, it's like we're connected at the root, but then one branches all the way over here, one branches all the way over there, but we didn't start off this way. And I'm not picking up too much else yet. I don't think I've tapped fully in yet. Like I'm just being almost visually shown something so much first. That's what I'm kind of being shown. So pile number 4, tap me into the collective of my pile number 4s and their siblings. Tap me into the higher self of pile number 4's sibling. Tap me into the higher self of pile number 4's sibling. Oh god. Tap me into the higher self. Oh. Okay. We have the Lovers reverse. So again, we're literally looking at a split here. We're looking at 2 people that have parted ways. We're looking at 2 people that are far apart. That's something that's coming through. Pile number 4. Messages from the higher self of pile number 4's siblings. The moon. Okay. Alright, I can see what we're doing here. Did you guys watch the higher self of the mother and higher self of the father? Because there was a particular pile, I think it was the mother's higher self reading, where a lot of the family were in murky waters, representing pain, hurt, wounding, and everyone felt bogged down and chained to the bottom of what felt like a pond or like a river or a swamp, and then no one could get out of the murky waters, but the viewer, like I could feel them like floating up through. And I was saying in that reading that there were siblings down at the bottom of those murky waters watching you ascend, and then it's like they're almost looking like, well, why aren't you bringing me with you? Like there was that essence, and there was like a sadness and like a hurt, and I think that's what triggered me and sparked me to want to do a higher self of the sibling reading. And I think this may be the same pile. I'm just gonna lay the cards and we'll start to channel real messages. Pile number 4, 6 of Wands. Messages from the higher self of pile number 4's sibling. Messages. This person's trying to cut off from their emotions, like purposefully. It's almost like this person's, how do I explain this? They have hurt and anger within them, but it's boiling over them to the point that they're literally purposefully, it's like they know what they're doing. It's like, I don't even want to feel anything. Are they trying to numb themselves down? Is this person stuck on like substances or something like that? I'm literally feeling the need to numb any sort of feeling, good or bad, down. I don't want any feeling. I want numbness. It's not even like I feel numb. It's like I prefer numbness because it hurts less. Because when I feel good, I'm triggered. When I feel bad, I'm triggered. I prefer to be numb. Like, honestly, that's what I'm feeling. Because, like, there's a void energy. Like, when I tap into energies, I embody it and I become clairsentient. Like, my clairsentient abilities will go to their max and I'll sit in an energy. And when I'm sitting in this person's energy, it's like, it's too heavy to feel anything. I would just rather be numb. I'd rather escape. Let's get deeper. Pile number 4, the higher self. Spirit guides, tapping into the higher self with pile number 4s. Similar energy with pile 3, to be honest. 7 of Pentacles. Okay. I'm almost being shown this person in self-protection mode. Like, I'm being so shown someone. Again, it's like the murky waters. But I'm being shown someone like, I don't even want to look anymore. I just want to put my arms over my head and protect myself and pretend I'm not here. Like, this person feels like I give up. Like, that's how they feel. Like, I give up. Why though? Like, I need to go deeper, but there's like a blockage getting me deeper. So let me just take a minute to sit in the energy. Spirit guides, can you help me embody the energy of pile 4's siblings, higher self? Let me just take a minute to get into the energy. Where is this coming from? Help me go deeper, spirit guides. Tap me deeper into their energy. I want to take me beyond the numb feeling. I want to go deeper as to why this is happening. Okay. Yeah, again, I'm being shown murky waters, but it's like, I can't, you know when you're underground and you hear muffled water? They're showing me that, like, muffled water. I can't make sense of anything. Let me just sit with it a second so I can just get into the energy. Okay, they're showing me, I don't know if you've ever watched Harry Potter. This is how they're explaining it to me. If you've watched Harry Potter, you'll know that the guy, the bad guy, was called Voldemort, right? And what Voldemort did to keep himself alive was he would kill people. And every time he'd kill people, what would be created was a Horcrux. And what a Horcrux was a piece of, it could be a crystal, it could be a ring, it could be anything. And that was a part of his soul. So his soul would split. Now, the reason his soul was split was that he'd be kept alive, sort of thing. He'd always live through something. So he could always be brought to life if he was defeated. And one Horcrux was actually in Harry. He tried to kill Harry, it didn't work. So a part of him was in Harry. And throughout the movie, Harry has this weird connection still to Voldemort, where he can hear his thoughts, he can speak with snakes like Voldemort could, he has some of the same gifts that Voldemort did, and he's able to tap into Voldemort's mind. But at the same time, anger and hurt and pain that Voldemort carried, a lot of his woundings, were also laying within Harry. And there comes a point, I think it's in the 5th movie, where Harry starts lashing out because of this pain that he can feel, because that Horcrux is living within him, and he starts to fear that he is turning into a bad guy. He starts to fear that he is Voldemort. He starts to fear that, and anyone that wears any of the other Horcruxes, they can turn really nasty and really negative and really angry, because it's that negative energy that's living within them. Now, the reason that they're telling me to show that is because you're fully aware that you may have had to work through a lot of woundings, a lot of generational curses, a lot of pain in this lifetime as a result of working through karma that your family line would have maybe caused or have had within them. And I feel that you've done they're saying splendid. You've done a very splendid job and a very beautiful job, I'm being told, of transmuting a lot of those wounds. But they're saying for you to remember that those wounds that laid within you have also been passed into this sibling, and there's a feeling of them feeling eaten up by a lot of these wounds. And there's almost this feeling within them, because they're referencing the Harry feeling like he was turning dark. There's almost this feeling of like they may have negative thoughts, negative feelings of unworthiness, feelings of anger, feelings of frustration, and they almost attach themselves to it like, whoa, I'm really a bad person, I'm really a dark person, I'm a really negative person. And I feel like for a long time this person's had like a righteous energy of wanting to feel light, wanting to feel bright, wanting to be what they almost feel you successfully are, but it's like they don't know how to, instead of facing, how do I explain this? It's like they're almost allowing that dark part of themselves, they're allowing themselves to succumb to it, because it's like, it's too heavy for me to lift. I don't know how to transmute this energy. And there's almost this feeling of like, it's hard for me to feel how they feel because it's a bit foreign, and I think my spirit guides are kind of protecting me from truly sitting in the energy too much. Yeah, they are, because it would be really dark for me to sit in that. I wouldn't say that your sibling's like sinister. I just think that they have some dark thoughts, and it's like they fear it, and it's like they try to run from it instead of addressing it to transmute it. They may suffer with like mental illness. I don't even know whether they talk about it, maybe they do. There's similar woundings within you, but you've almost flipped them, you've transmuted them, you've worked through them, you've embodied them, it's like you've connected to your shadow so that it didn't rule you. This person's allowing their shadow to rule them, so then they're living out of their shadow. And then what we have then with the splitting with the Lovers card reverse, it's like you two are not in alignment at all to even have any sort of connection, because it would be detrimental to both of you, because you're so very different. And I feel like it's similar to pile 3 in the sense that maybe you'd want to fix them or nurture them, but then that would be getting in the way of their own karma, because they need to transmute it within themselves. But then they may not like that you've healed yourself and try pulling you back down, which then would be detrimental to your own emotional well-being and mental well-being. So there's almost this purposeful wedge between you both that I feel your higher selves are fully aware needs to happen for you to grow and learn. There's almost this energy from the higher self, like, please don't look back. I'm hearing don't look back in anger, the song Don't Look Back in Anger. But they're almost referencing like the higher self's coming through in that watery energy, because now I'm tapping into the higher self. Like, when you see that light at the top of the pond, don't look back, like keep running towards that light. Like don't get like lost again. Like the higher self really wants the best for you, and they're saying that you've really brought yourself to the shallow end to get yourself out of this murky water. And the higher self's like, please keep floating to the top, please take yourself there. And they're saying even in regards to other family members, don't come back down here for anyone. It's not your job to, and unless you're literally incarnating down here to take yourself out, to bring yourself out like you have already done, don't in this incarnation come back down. Like, don't, because it's only going to drag you down. This is the higher self saying it. It's only going to drag you down, and it's not your responsibility. They're saying to heal any of us. So I feel like there's other people involved, siblings, parents. It's like, it's not your responsibility to help any of us. You need to see that light and like fly to it. You need to run towards it, because that's why you came here, and you need to set that example for us, and you need to set that example for future generations, and you need to just be that light that a lot of us can't quite find in ourselves. You chose to incarnate so that a part of this cycle could be stopped, and we all have similar missions. And if it's not us that heals it, our children with. And they're saying like, don't come back down. Like the higher self's like adamant, like, don't come back down here. They're almost referencing like you've made it out. Don't come back down, because we're not your responsibility. You've had enough responsibility on your hands and you've done enough. Don't put your worth in your ability to help us reach freedom. That wasn't even why you incarnated. You incarnated to bring yourself to freedom, because by liberating yourself, you're liberating us all. This side of the tree may not bear fruits right now, but that doesn't mean that the other side of the tree shouldn't. And don't feel guilty or have survivor's guilt for not being able to help us bear our own fruit, because in time maybe we will, or the future generations will, and you would have set a beautiful standard for that. And I'm hearing the song Two Oruguitas from Encanto, where the butterflies fly apart but they come back together, and that's why I was being shown the root and the split in, and it's like we may grow apart in this incarnation, but soulfully you're part of me, and I'm grateful for you. There's this essence of I'm always here, like I'm always helping you heal. I'm here. You only have to call on my higher self. Don't, when there's leaves withering, don't try and catch them, let them fall. In regards to like other people maybe in your family, they're referencing that soulfully you're what's keeping this spark alight. Like you're helping this tree still bear fruits, you're helping this tree still grow, and even though a lot of us can't join you, we see you. That's a message that they have for you. I feel physically in this incarnation with the moon card, they don't understand in their physical incarnation why there's this split in. I feel there's a feeling of like giving up. I don't know if this person has passed on, and maybe that's what they're referencing of giving up, or maybe they've just really turned to anything that can numb their incarnation. Spirit's always working with them to lift them. Spirit's always working with them to find their light. And there's almost, they're saying this for a bit of peace from you as well. Like everyone in your family, everyone that you would have had to step away from, even friendships that aren't physically related but soulfully related, because maybe you've met friendships and relationships that have gone through the similar pain and you've had to let go of them. They all have souls working with them to help them work through these wounds. And no matter how dark certain souls may go, there's always light around them waiting for them. And there's an essence of that they want you to know that, and that even though they may not get it right in this lifetime, or if they didn't get it right in this lifetime, maybe they will. Everyone has the ability to transmute and change, and they're referencing it because light's there if they choose to tap into. And when I say light, I mean their own inner strength. They're saying that if they don't reach what they wanted to reach in this incarnation, and this is not just about your sibling but other family members, they'll reach it in another incarnation, and they may even learn from you and bring that, watching you float to the light. It's like they'll remember that soulfully. So if they choose to incarnate again as like their own grandchildren, or maybe even like someone else's children, like they'll remember you, and they'll almost use that light that you shone as a direction for how they can do it. So even if they don't follow in your footsteps in this lifetime, that legacy will be imprinted in their soul to follow. Because souls sometimes take more than one incarnation to get something right, and there's an apology of, I'm sorry I couldn't have floated to the top with you, sort of thing. I'm sorry I couldn't swim further. It's just there's this essence of, you need to understand where I'm at. when they put me in the energy that they are at the bottom, like, it's just this reference of, they keep saying, you're very strong. You're very strong to hold a frequency like that down here. You're very strong to have been able to see beyond the smog and the murky waters down here. You're very strong to have done that, and I hope you know that. I want you to know that. As you can see, not many people can do that, and I hope you use that to apply strength to anything that you do, that you can really do anything you put your mind to, that you can do this. This isn't for the weak. Even being in the energy that they're currently in this incarnation, or that they've had to be in, it's not for the weak. A lot of these souls, I know you may look at them sometimes as maybe being weak, or maybe being overtaken by pain, or maybe even being dark. They're actually very strong souls to have chosen an incarnation to embody it. And them being strong souls, it's like, if you think that we're strong to embody a frequency like this, look at yourself and how you got out, because that's actually rare, that in a circumstance like this, you can hold a frequency and still get out. They're applauding you in that way. They want you to, with the Six of Wands, it's like they may watch you from the sidelines, or if they have crossed over, they're watching you and guiding you. They want you to have this Six of Wands, because they're saying, when you win, we win. When you find peace, we find peace. Because it's like, when a part of a plant or a tree dies, it's like, when a part of it dies, it doesn't mean that the whole tree is going to die. Like, that one part of the tree that still keeps growing allows the tree to continue, and you're doing it. So they're referencing that as like, when you win, we win. When you keep holding that frequency, it allows a new paradigm to emerge for our ancestors that we haven't seen in a long time. They don't want you to have survivor's guilt. I feel like you have it. That's why they're referencing it. Don't, you may have been born into poverty, and then you're getting loads of money, and it's like, it's not fair that I have it and they don't. But it's like, and I feel all the souls that are down here in this murky waters with me, it's like, don't, there's this energy, like, don't ever feel guilty for everything that you're bringing to yourself, because you brought it to you and you're worthy of it. They keep referencing it, and it's not just the sibling, there's lots of people around. It's like, when you eat, we eat. When you heal, we heal. When you reach a healthy, when you get your physical body healthy, we do, because it's the generations after us. It's like, again, it's like the family tree. It's like, when that one branch bears fruit, it benefits the whole tree. It makes the whole tree have purpose. It makes all of it have a purpose. What would have been the point if we all stayed in darkness? But if one of us could get there, it had a purpose, because now we can build something greater, and we can grow beyond where we've gone to. And you reach that, hold that frequency and keep going. Don't sell yourself short and feel like you need to give to us, because no one gave to you, and you learned to find it within yourself. So if we didn't give to you, you shouldn't be pouring everything into us, especially if we're not giving back. You need to find people that pour into you, because that's how you'll be able to build beyond what you already have. That's what they're referencing here. I feel like you have a strong, like, there's ancestors really rooting for you, and it came up, if you are from that higher self of the mother and the higher self of the father, where I was either shown the tornado or the murky water, the Seven of Pentacles here, it's like, those ancestors that got lost in the tornado, those ancestors that got lost in the like fog, it's like they're really rooting for you. The higher selves are really rooting for you, and they're helping you work through the karma. I want to get deeper now. I feel like the pink master gate might really benefit you guys, because when I was going through a lot of woundings in my heart chakra in regards to my own family, because I've had a very similar experience as you guys, pal 4, and it was my ancestors, actually. It was actually a great grandmother who told me to get pink moss agate. She almost put it in my hand energetically, and when I was going through a lot of clearing out in my heart chakra, I would wear it in my bra to keep it by my heart chakra. And I feel like that would really aid you. I think that's why it was chosen as like it being symbolic, to be honest with you. Pile number 4, messages from the higher self of pile number 4's sibling. We have East emergence. Messages from the higher self of pile number 4's sibling. They're saying, I'll pull another card now, but they're almost referencing, do you remember happy times with them? I don't know whether they've passed on or not, but they're saying that how you can honor them if you find that struggle of having to let go is remembering the love you have for them and remembering the happy memories. They're asking you to hold that for them. Let go of who I am now, or let go of what's happened. And I don't mean like bypass it and come back in the life. I mean it in the sense, I hope I explain this correctly. Honor their purity before wounds would have taken place. And it's almost like every time you win, every time you make that money, every time you feel happiness, every time you feel peace, just, it's like, no, I feel it too. My higher self, my soul, on a soul level, feels it. So don't feel guilt when you get that house or that car, or you have a child, or all of these things. It's like, remember, you're doing it for me, because everything that you're shifting, you've done it for us. I think it came up in one of the other readings. I can't believe what I did for love. The Emily Sandé song. And she sings, we crash and we burn into flames. I picked myself up and I'll do it again. I can't believe what I did for love. That's what she sings. They're referencing you being very brave. Have you spoken out against something? Have you spoken out against something that people tried to make you be quiet about? I feel like you almost either took on a whole family, or you've took on people that were trying to like get you to be quiet about something. They're saying you're very brave. Sea creatures, immersion, under the water. Remember what I was saying about the water? Immersion. What have we got at the back of the deck? Offerings and wealth. You bring wealth to all of us when you bring wealth to yourself. You bring healing to all of us when you bring healing to yourself. You bring riches to all of us when you bring riches to yourself. Keep going. Do not come back down for anybody. Why do we have emergence and immersion? We're connected. They're saying that you're connected at the heart. Your souls chose to incarnate together. And once a connection is made, whether in a past life or this life, even with a pet, and it was my cat that taught me this, my cat Softy taught me this, once a connection is made with a particular soul, you're linked at a soul level, in the sense that when you feel love, that love's always going to be there, because love is eternal. So when you feel, when you make a memory, when you love someone, it's always going to be there. That's what they're referencing with emergence and emergent. It's like you may be on one branch and I might be on another. We're rooted at the seed though, and every bit of abundance you bring to you, it will affect the whole, it'll affect the whole tree. I hope this is making sense. I just keep hearing keep going, keep rising, don't stop for anyone, keep going, keep going, keep going. The higher self is really watching and actually protecting you. Yeah, the higher self's really protective of you, actually. Were they protective of you at a certain point? They're coming through as the higher self taking on that protection of being protective of you. Because of your purity of your heart, I feel like you've been either led astray or you've had people really take advantage of you, and the higher self's really coming through, like standing in front of you, like protecting you like that. Yeah, their higher self may be a spirit guide. The higher self may be a spirit guide. Powerful. Yeah, I feel like there's certain ancestors that, even ancestors that really would have lost their way. Maybe you've heard of them and it's like, I never want to talk to that person. I don't like that person. But anyone that lost their way, their higher self is like around. And it's like they're helping not just you, but like other members, like even cousins and people like that. Like when they don't fulfill something in the that incarnation that they were in, their higher self will then guide to still fulfill the purpose through guiding the souls that are making leeway with it. Because I feel like there's more than you that's reaching a bit of abundance. I feel like there's maybe a cousin that's able to find a bit of freedom, and then maybe another sibling. It could be a sibling, it could be a cousin, it could be both. It could be a niece or nephew. There's somebody else, or at least like 2 or 3 other people that have made leeway. I feel like you've made a lot of healing leeway. Someone may have even made a lot of financial leeway, like being able to rise above something financially. Because they're referencing like souls that are still stuck in the murky waters. Their higher self are like helping bring you and certain other souls that have started to break free like out. But I don't think there's many. There's a lot of ancestors, and I feel like there's a lot of people that are still in these murky waters currently in this incarnation, but there's only a select few of you that have started to really, I feel like you've paved the way though. I feel like you would have been one of the first, like you've paved a way for maybe a sibling to do the same with you as you, or a cousin, because they keep referencing that. And then I'm also being told that like, do you have children, or do like, if there's certain people that are still in the murky waters, I feel like they may have children, because there's an essence of like cousins or nieces or nephews having the same task that you did, but almost looking at you, and then it's like you've created a pathway for them in a way, or you've held a light enough for them to see that light under the murky waters and go, you know what, I can do that too, let me try and do that. Because there's a reference of people looking to you like, oh, okay. Even like people that have been down there for ages, like even older people, like maybe even a parent is like almost looking at you like, oh my god, maybe I could try and do this because they've done it. Like there is an essence of that, like your light shining bright as you go up. It's like it's creating light in the water. I hope that's making sense. Pile number, oh, they came out together for me. I didn't have to shuffle really. We have sometimes life stings the wasp spirit. And we also have, oh god, let me just move my sleeve. It's a really baggy sleeve. It gets me hooked on doorknobs and stuff like that. It's really annoying. We have the koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. here. Sometimes life stings. Spirit has a plan. There's a big thank you with these cards as well. You've been able to withhold a frequency, and you've been able to sit in darkness that a lot of us have turned away from, and that I'm currently, or I have turned away from. Like, when I tap into where they are currently, if they are still with us physically, they want to numb themselves because it hurts. But they're referencing your strength, that you've sat in the hurt for a purpose. And it's like a gratitude. And then with Spirit has a plan, it's like, I feel like with the third eye being highlighted here, with Spirit has a plan, I feel like there's a lot of abundance that awaits you. Because I feel like there's a lot of manifestations that your ancestors would have tried to bring in. I feel like there's a lot of manifestations that could have been, a lot of power that could have been placed in a lot of your ancestors' hands, and it's been waiting at the top, but no one's tapped into it. But I feel like because you're going to the top, you're not only, the same way that you've had to heal wounds from certain ancestors, the same way that you've had to work through depression from ancestors, vices, like what they would have been stuck on escapism, the same way that you would have done that, everything has a duality, and there's a lot of blessings that they've never been able to receive, like in your lineage, because they weren't able to tap into it. But like when you get up, and you're probably realizing it now, a lot of blessings are coming through. You brought yourself there. It's like they're saying, look at it like a will, in the sense of when we do for people, we can have that come back tenfold. And that not only affects us but our children. So if we've gone through pain or we have karma, that can affect our children. But there's this essence of like, maybe certain souls did good but then ended up losing their way. But it's like that karma of goodness is being repaid the same way that maybe the karma of what you've already worked through and transmuted. So they're referencing something about abundance. They're referencing it as gold. I don't think it's literal gold. I don't think you're gonna like go on like a pathway and like find a chest of gold. Maybe you do, I don't know. But it's more so like a heightened, I'm being told heightened state of awareness. So I feel like psychic abilities. I'm being told freedom. I'm being told happiness, and I'm being told love. I'm being told love. That's what I'm being told, love. That's what I'm being told. The back of the deck, we have time for a beginner mind, porcupine spirit. You're on a new path now that doesn't require pain to learn your lessons. You've created a new slate. Don't feel guilty for your peace. Don't feel guilty for your happiness. Don't feel guilty for your abundance. You're on a new path now. The baton's in your hand. Keep going. And there's a message of I love you coming through from your sibling. And love is eternal. And we're rooting for you. Again, I don't know if you liked Harry Potter and being shown Snape when he says always. And I think that's a testimony as well of like, if you have watched Harry Potter, or if you haven't watched Harry Potter, I mean, what happened was the whole 7 movies, Snape was seen as the bad guy. The way he acted, he was kind of villainized. The end movie shows that he actually wasn't the bad guy, and he was actually the hero, in his own way. And everything that he did, even when he had to perform like dark sort of situations, it was for love. It was for actually the benefit of Harry in the end. So there's this reference of, I don't mind, I'm not upset that you would see me maybe as a villain in this lifetime. Don't feel bad for disliking me. On a soul level, we've learned a lot from each other. And there's this essence of beyond the pain and what you're all incarnating and working through, there is another realm where you're all in unison in love. Please remember that when you feel alone. It's still like, they're showing me the murky waters, and then you go onto the top, and then they're showing me like it's like a floor of a building to explain a different paradigm, and then they're showing me a higher building like above, where you're all acting this out in 3D and on earth in these incarnations, and I see you all around a table full of love and gratitude for each other, and they want you to remember that every time you feel alone, because they're guiding you, you know, and they're rooting for you. So powerful. That is what I have for you. I really hope this brought you clarity. I really hope this brought you peace. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching. And hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys so much for watching.